Why submarines don't crush under ocean pressure. At the deepest parts of the ocean, the pressure is so powerful, it could crush a human body in less time than it takes to blink. A submarine down there is surrounded by millions of pounds of force from every direction. And yet somehow, people inside are casually eating dinner, sleeping, and watching movies. So why doesn't the submarine implode like a soda can? Most people think submarines survive because they're built with really thick metal. That's only part of the story. Because deep underwater, strength alone isn't enough. In fact, many incredibly strong structures would fail instantly under ocean pressure. The real reason submarines survive has more to do with shape, hidden engineering tricks, and one terrifying reality engineers never fully eliminate. If even one section fails, the entire submarine can collapse in milliseconds. And when that happens, there's usually no escape. The deeper you go underwater, the heavier the ocean becomes. Every layer of water stacks on top of the next. And water is heavy, really heavy. At sea level, your body already lives under pressure from Earth's atmosphere. But underwater, pressure increases dramatically with depth. Go down just 33 feet, and the pressure doubles. Go thousands of feet down, and things become horrifying. At the depth where some military submarines operate, the pressure pushing against the hull can reach thousands of pounds per square inch. That means every square inch of the submarine is being squeezed with crushing force from every direction at once. Imagine an elephant standing on a postage stamp. Now imagine that force covering the entire submarine. That's what engineers are fighting. And unlike storms or waves, the ocean pressure never stops. Not for a second. The deeper the submarine goes, the more aggressive the pressure becomes. And here's the terrifying part. Pressure underwater doesn't attack one side. It attacks all sides equally. Top, bottom, left, right. Every weak point gets hunted instantly. One tiny flaw, one microscopic crack, one bad weld. That's all it takes. But here's what makes submarines truly terrifying. Most of them aren't fighting explosions. They're fighting implosion. And implosions are far more violent than most people realize. When something explodes, force pushes outward. An implosion does the opposite. Everything collapses inward at once. And underwater, that collapse happens unbelievably fast. The moment a submarine hull fails under deep pressure, the ocean rushes inward instantly. Not gradually, instantly. The pressure difference is so extreme that the submarine can collapse faster than the human brain can even process what's happening. In some cases, the implosion may happen in just milliseconds, faster than nerve signals travel through your body. The people inside likely never even realize it happened. That's how violent ocean pressure is. And engineers know this, which is why submarine design is obsessed with one goal above everything else: avoiding weak points. Because underwater, flat surfaces are dangerous. Sharp corners are dangerous. Even windows become dangerous. That's why submarines look the way they do. Long, rounded, smooth, almost like giant metal whales. That shape isn't just for moving through water. It's for survival. Because the single most important secret protecting a submarine isn't the metal. It's the shape. And nature figured that out long before humans did. Think about an egg. You can crack it easily from the side with your fingers, but squeeze it evenly from all directions? It's surprisingly hard to break. That's because curved shapes spread force naturally. Submarines use the exact same idea. The pressure hull, the inner shell protecting the crew, is usually shaped like a cylinder with rounded ends. No sharp edges, no flat walls. Because flat surfaces bend under pressure. Curved surfaces distribute force around the structure instead of concentrating it in one spot. The ocean squeezes the submarine evenly, and the rounded hull redirects that force across the entire body. That's why deep-sea vehicles often look simple and smooth. The deeper you go, the more dangerous complexity becomes. Even tiny design choices matter. A slightly weaker weld, an uneven curve, a poorly placed opening. Those small flaws can become the starting point of total collapse. And then there's the material itself. Because shape alone isn't enough. The hull also has to survive enormous compression. Some military submarines use ultra-strong steel alloys specifically designed to flex slightly without cracking. Others use titanium. Titanium is incredibly strong, resistant to corrosion, and lighter than steel. But it's insanely expensive and difficult to build with. The Soviet Union once built titanium submarines so advanced they terrified Western navies during the Cold War. Some could dive deeper and move faster than almost anything else underwater. But building them was so expensive, it nearly became impossible to sustain. Because surviving the deep ocean comes at a brutal cost. But even the strongest submarine hull has a limit. And beyond that limit, the ocean always wins. Which is why submarine crews live with one number constantly in mind: crush depth. Every submarine has a maximum safe depth, a point where engineers believe the hull can still survive pressure reliably. Go deeper, and the risk rises dramatically. Past a certain depth, the hull may begin deforming. Metal can flex inward. Tiny sounds may start echoing through the structure. Pings, creaks, groans. The submarine literally talking under pressure. Former submariners describe it as deeply unsettling, because every sound reminds you that thousands of feet of ocean are trying to crush their way inside, and nobody on board truly knows the exact moment the hull would fail. That's why navies keep actual crush depths extremely secret. Even many crew members don't know the real number, because testing it directly would be unbelievably dangerous. The ocean gives very few second chances, and pressure doesn't care how advanced your technology is. Even today, reaching extreme ocean depths remains one of the hardest engineering challenges on Earth. In many ways, deep ocean exploration is harder than space travel. Space pushes outward. The deep ocean crushes inward relentlessly. One fights emptiness, the other fights weight. And strangely enough, one of the biggest dangers to submarines isn't pressure, it's silence. Because the quieter a submarine becomes, the deadlier it is. Modern submarines aren't just underwater vehicles, they're stealth machines. And underwater, sound travels incredibly well. A loud submarine can be detected from miles away. So engineers design submarines to move through the ocean as quietly as possible. Machines inside are mounted on special dampening systems to reduce vibration. Propellers are carefully shaped to prevent cavitation, tiny bubbles that form and collapse loudly underwater. Even crew movement can be controlled during stealth operations. Because noise equals visibility, some submarines become so quiet that detecting them turns into a nightmare. And that creates a strange engineering challenge. The submarine must be strong enough to survive crushing pressure, while also being quiet enough to disappear underwater. Those two goals often fight each other. Stronger systems can create more vibration creates more noise, and more noise makes the submarine easier to track. So modern submarine engineering becomes a balancing act between survival and invisibility. A machine designed to survive one of the most hostile environments on Earth, while remaining almost completely undetectable. Submarines don't survive because the ocean is weak. They survive because every inch is engineered to manage pressure perfectly. Because underwater, there's no such thing as almost strong enough. Subscribe, because the next video breaks down what really happens when astronauts lose communication in space, and why silence up there is far more dangerous than you think.